Y'all want to low-key hear some y'all want to hear some real life destiny swapping type shit, bitch? Story time. So in high school or whatever, I met this girl. We lived in the same apartments or whatever, and she was cooler with my sister than but me and my sister were like, you know what I'm saying? So she was around. Well, we got close after high school. Like after I had my son or whatever, she pulled back up on my radar. She came back up on my radar. I can't even explain how that happened. I don't even really remember. But she was always closer to my sister than me. Okay, we were still cool, but her and my sister were like cooler, right? Anyways, after I had my son, like I said, she popped back up on my radar, and I made her she's my son's godmother, right? Her boyfriend, like, I hooked him up in school during, when we were in school. He liked her, whatever, however it happened. We hooked her up. We hooked them up, okay? And they were still, on and off at that time. So even when she came back in my, on my radar or whatever, he had just come back from overseas working or whatever. So just stay with me, because the plot is thickening. Okay, so she started coming back around or whatever after I had my first son or whatever. And in high school, like I said, she was always closer to my sister, and there was a particular guy that was interested in her, and he and my family were really, really close. So we ended up getting them together, right? They start being together, whatever. She broke up with him in high school, but he always loved her, but then he went overseas. Okay, so stay with me. When I had my son, he'd just come back from overseas. Okay, and he was staying at my house. So this is a way for this person to even finesse her way into this situation, because now she's wanting this person back. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't even remember how this person showed up on my radar, but me and her got close. Like I said, she started coming over. Now she's godmother to my child. And it was really, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, hindsight is 2020, for her to get back in cahoots with this man, because she knew that he and I was close. You feel me? Not only that, he was living at my house. Stay with me. The plot thickened. So he's staying at my house. We call each other bro, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like, never any romantic type stuff. Like, ever. When I say ever, I mean ever. I literally saw this person as my brother, and vice versa. Like, he never tried to push up on me. Like, we would have deep discussions. We were like this. You feel me? But I was also cool with her. So I'm one of those people who now I don't really know how I felt about that dynamic. You get what I'm saying? Like, being best friends being best friends to the couple, because it's in some way it can be a conflict of interest, because you know what he's doing and you know what she's doing, and you're like stuck in the middle, and you may have those moments where you're just not sure if you should, like, who are you supposed to be loyal to? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so moving along. She's godmother to my son or whatever, and like I say, him and her, now they're back together, right? They're back together. And he moves out. She's, you know what I'm saying? They're still together or whatever. Their relationship starts to bud. It grows, whatever, right? She gets pregnant, so on and so forth. Stay with me. So I'm working at this place, and she's working at another place. She has a degree. She's went to, PV or whatever. She has a degree, and she's working at like a customer service place or whatever. And, she's making little, bullshit money. But I'm working at this place, and I'm making a decent amount of money. You know what I mean? So I put her on. I tell her about it or whatever. And that's God's glory. I'm not taking glory for that, because God used me to bless this person. But I'm telling you about a real destiny swapping situation. So stay with me. So I put her on. You know what I'm saying? She gets the job or whatever. Excuse me. Mind you, she has a degree. I do not have a degree. And yet, you know what I mean? Like, I was just in a better position, in terms of the job. So remember, degrees don't always get you the job, baby. Degrees don't always get you the job, okay? It's 9 times out of 10, and I've said this to my sons, a lot of times, and especially in the Matrix, It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So let's move along. I was able to pull some strings, get her the job. Okay, so now she's there, and I start noticing that she's like doing or trying to do a lot of the things that I do, like imitating the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's buying the things that I have or like, or I don't, just everything. I don't even know another way to explain it. I just noticed that she starts to kind of clone. She's cloning me, and I'm like, I don't like that. And me and her now husband have this conversation. He tells me, like, him and her got into it or whatever, and he tells me, he's like, man, I don't know, something wrong with her, bro, because everything you do, bro, she's trying to do it. Like, something's not right. And I'm like, damn, bro, I really thought I was tripping, but he was confirming that for me, right? So moving along. This is why I say that, I don't know how I really feel about that whole being best friends with the couple, dynamic, because it does put you in a funny position. You know what I mean? So at that time, he and I, we were buddies, not just we brothers and sisters. This man has stayed with me. You get what I'm saying? So, I didn't feel that he was out of line or out of pocket for sharing with me what I already knew. You feel me? And yet there would be situations later on where I knew something that was affecting their relationship, or I thought, it was affecting their relationship or whatever. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, well, I'm a woman before I'm his friend, So it's just like, oh, it was really hard. It was a really, I don't know, stress. So anyways, moving along. So we had the conversation, him and I, and he's telling me, yeah, something's wrong. Something's not right. It's just too much, and I'm like, damn, I knew I wasn't tripping. And so I had introduced her to this group of people at the job, right? So she's on the job with me or whatever. And so these are people that I'm already familiar with. And I don't know what she was thinking, but she starts talking about me to the people at the job as if I didn't introduce her to these people. I mean, this bitch is crazy. Oh my God. So it gets back to me, because at that point I was going through a separation with my husband, So, we had went out, me and a group of friends or whatever, we had went out, and the pictures popped up on social media, on Instagram. So this is when Instagram was really Instagram. Okay. If you know, you know. And, it was funny because me and this group of people or whatever, we used to pretend, or we used to say that we were like the Real Housewives of Houston, you know what I'm saying? Or the Basketball Wives of Houston. It's just funny. But anyways, whenever my picture came up, she said to one of the girls, the girl said, they called me Lat. Look at Lat, looking like a basketball wife. And she was like, my best friend was like, basketball wife husbandless, or basketball husbandless. Clock it. Motherfucking clock it, bitch. Okay, this is the same person that I've taken with me to look at homes for me and my family. You get what I'm saying? This is the same person that I've confided in about my marriage. This is the same person that told me when I did marry that she was jealous of me because she felt like, or jealous of my marriage because she felt like it was going to take me away from her. Like, we would spend less time together. Like, this is the type of shit that men, like, for real? Are you fucking for real, bitch? So I confronted her about it or whatever, and we stopped. We went our separate ways. Okay. So later down the line, we reconnect, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, because we reconnect, and she has a housewarming party. Mind you, I didn't even know that the bitch was buying a house. So I knew she was buying a house, but I didn't know she was buying this house, if you get my drift. So we pull up, me and another associate, we pull up to her house, and it's the house I showed her. I took her to, for me, that I picked out for me and my family. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, prior to me and my ex separating. This is the bitch house. This is this bitch's house, bitch. Did you catch it? So, trust me when I say I've been there. I understand. I understand what a bitch wants your life, bruh. God said, and I left it there. He said, what they got is all they getting. Cut it.